I can't hear you. Oh, hello? The sound went away.
You know what? That was
Whoa!
actually my fault. That one was my fault. So before
Oh,
we
okay,
started,
I hear you.
first, let me do it again. Welcome to the Homemade Broadcast, episode 465. I have with me Anna Hummel. My name's Will Kuntz. And before we started here, we're a little later than usual. Anna had some things she needed to take care of. And so we started a little bit late. We had a little technical difficulty, had it figured out just before the show started. She could not hear me for some reason and then realized her volume was down all the way. Being that it's so late, I'm drinking coffee and bourbon right now. That's how late it is.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
mixing my two morning and evening habits because it's late enough and it's Wednesday and you need the hump day break. But I had my microphone off, Anna. So you're not the only one. So don't feel bad. I know you felt really bad.
Yeah, I felt super bad, but now I feel better, so thanks.
Good, good. You're not the only moron here. I'm also an idiot. And it's good to talk to you again.
Yes.
I've since I talked to you last week, I feel like 2023 is fully underway. We're back into the grind. The vacation's over. Um, I thought I kind of held it together. I did a video yesterday about this. The experts are at it again, and now they're advocating for child surgeries for weight loss and medications for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go check that out at willsyoutube.com, also on podcast if you don't do the video thing at willspodcast.com. Now, I thought I kind of kept it last year. As you know, the wheels fell off for me as far as partying and enjoying the holiday and engaging in food and drink. I gained like 30 pounds. My blood work was just awful, humiliating how bad it was. I was dying. Maybe not really, but on my way to death, an early grave for sure. And I thought I held it together pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. I felt like I looked basically the same from middle of December of 2022. Now, part of that is my routine that I have of this physical fitness. I guess routine. I really wouldn't call it like a program or anything, but it's a program I've developed, and I do it basically 5 days a week. Now, part of this involves running, and I hate running. Running sucks bad, but it's something I do because I don't want to work out in a gym. Um, Mostly because there's people there, but also because you have to wait for things, you have to wait for machines, et cetera, et cetera. And I just don't want to do that. I'm very impatient. So I've also just got the confidence. I don't know if it's the confidence or just like not caring about what people think. I run with my shirt off, which I can't believe I do because it's disgusting. I see myself in the mirror and I'm ashamed, but also I'm just like, I just don't care. I want to get some sun. The logic behind this is sun and coolness.
Listen, the body positivity movement apparently isn't just for women, so
Yeah,
get on that train and ride it, I guess.
that's what I figure. I feel bad for anybody who
You're
does.
Lizzo.
Yeah, I'm white male Lizzo, essentially. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
quite as plump as.
Cisgendered, male, white, Lizzo. We
Yeah,
call him Wizzo.
so that's me. So I just don't really care anymore. But there's certain things where you become self-conscious, and it's not even like things that you're afraid of people like yelling stuff at you. I've had that very rarely, but that really doesn't happen
It's
that
the
often.
silent judgment of others I think we fear the most.
I'll tell you what's even worse, and this happened. Silent judgment, yes, whatever goes through your own head, but encouragement. I
Oh,
I got the encouragement at
oh, that's worse than someone calling you a fat ass. Because
it.
that is someone calling you fat ass.
Agreed, and
They're
it's a nice
like,
way of.
"Hey, great work, like, keep it up." You're like, I almost said the F word. I'm like, "Go F yourself. Get out of here. Leave me alone."
Especially when it's like it was like a handsome buff guy in the park. He was walking his dog, running with his dog, and I passed him once, and we kind of gave each other a thumbs up and kept going. And then on the way back, we kind of passed each other again, because we were going opposite directions. So in a circle, we came back around the other way. He started applauding, putting his hands over his head and clapping and giving me the points. I wanted to die. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, shut up, dude, shut up. What are you doing? There's people around. Don't encourage me in front of me. It just made you feel like, it made me feel anyways, less than. And I mean, I am like quite clearly next to this man. I'm a mess. I mean, I know that. I'm under no illusions here. I just don't care anymore what I really look like. I'm just doing this for a baseline type of fitness, of not dying when I'm 60. I would like to live until I'm 70 at least. And that's why I do this every day. And it was just the positive encouragement, applauding. You go, man. I had headphones in, so I don't know what he said, but maybe it was like, nice job, Fatso, like making fun of me. I don't know, but it seemed
Probably
like
not.
I
Probably like really rooting for you. But
I
here's
feel
the thing: he thought you were at the beginning of your fitness journey. He doesn't know you've been on your journey for 6 years.
exactly. That was another thing that got me. It was like he thought like the new year just started.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw myself in the mirror and was like, "Oh man, I need to change my life." And I've been at this for many years, and he thought that this was my New Year's resolution. And he
How
said
embarrassing.
it was the worst.
Mhm.
I wanted to die in that moment. And I kind of just went, "Hey, thanks." And kind of just kept going. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what words he spoke. I'm pretty sure they were kind. He had a kind face when he was doing it, and he meant well. But it was worse than just calling me fat or put a shirt on or
Yeah,
something.
it's funny because this is one of the few times where you want to be ignored. You just want to blend and you want to be ignored. Especially when you're insecure about something, you don't want attention for it. You don't want someone telling you like, "Wow, great job." You just want to blend. And that's a rare moment because most of the time we're looking for appreciation or acknowledgement or gratitude. But in these moments, we just want to be left alone. Don't make eye contact with me. Don't look at me. Don't say anything to me. Just let me blend. Or I'll just allow myself to think that I'm blending. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least let me have the illusion that
Yeah.
I'm just that
You're
there's nothing
not
odd.
sticking out. Yeah.
There's nothing odd here. I'm just a normal shaped human being who's getting some exercise in the park. Nope, nothing to curse at, nothing to make fun of, nothing to cheer on. It's just
No.
a guy. That's really, you're right. That's all you want. And while it was a positive encouragement and a nice thing for that man to do, it was humiliating. And like I said, I don't think I've been quite as embarrassed since the story I told on the last podcast. Maybe it was 2 podcasts ago, where my whole butt was hanging out at a
Yeah.
restaurant, and the manager had to come up and tell me that my butt was hanging out. You can go catch that. I think that was 2 podcasts ago. If you didn't hear that story,
Which is funny because like he's trying to encourage you, but you're probably thinking, "Oh my god, I hope I never see this guy when I'm running again. I'm gonna have to run at a different time, maybe a different park, like or with my shirt on. Like something has got to change because the last thing you want to do is have a repeat of what just happened." So
exactly
he's making it worse. So maybe now you're actually not gonna run, and now you're gonna gain all the weight because someone applauded you when you were running.
encouraged me. Yeah, I mean,
That's the irony here.
that
Is
is the
you just ruined your fitness journey with one, I almost said, the one homosexual applause, and I say that with all of the good feelings. But yeah, I'm just like, "Yes! Yes!"
I
Now
did.
imagine that's who is applauding you, Will, because guess who doesn't applaud people like that? Straight guys.
I don't know. He seemed. I mean,
Unless they're old. Yeah.
you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but he just seemed like a dude who he obviously takes his physical fitness seriously, and he was just like, look at this guy. He
Well,
saw himself in the mirror and he goes, "I'm going to change my life." And he's out here, he's running slow, he's huffing and puffing, but dang it, he's out here. And
Well, if he was
I
an
should
attractive
encourage.
man, He was an attractive man that cared about his body, and he lived in St. Pete. He likes men. That's just how that goes.
Well, that is not the worst theory in the world, but I mean, like I said, you can't judge a book by its cover. I didn't hear his voice because I had headphones in, but I hope that I never ever see him again. If I do, it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to do some sort of maneuver to kind of get around. Because yeah, I never want to see that human being again in my life because of the shame that he caused me with his encouragement.
Young guy?
Yeah, I'd say he's probably in his mid-30s, about my age, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Which
that
is
sucks.
kinda even worse too when they're, like, your peer, it's not like a old man or old man would be pretty bad too for different reasons, though, but your peer who's, like, the same as you, essentially. I mean,
Old
obviously.
man is not as bad because an old man, you can say they're out of touch. You're a boomer. He doesn't know, like, you know how sometimes boomers are just with etiquette and like doing like that's the bomb, like they like try too hard. But when it's someone your age, like they understand the same social mores that you do. So they think that this is gonna help, but they actually have a very low EQ. Because when I see someone who's not saying, you're, crazy overweight or anything like that, but when I see people at the gym where I'm like, whoa, I just pretend that I don't see them, and I just hope that they don't catch me looking at them. I would never go up to someone and say like, "Hey, listen, great job.
Yeah.
Great, good for you."
It's
Never.
weird because you would wanna hear that in other, things that you do, like, if someone heard, the podcast or radio or whatever, said, "Hey, I like you good job." You'd be like, "Thank you very much. I much appreciate that." But when it's something well, I guess it's different. It's not really a compliment, it's encouragement, and I guess those are 2 different things.
And most of the time, people like encouragement, or when people, because sometimes people say you're doing great, like that's a compliment. But the thing is, here is much in the same way that I've heard larger women when they pose scantily clad on a magazine cover. No one's like, "Wow, she's hot." They're like, "You are so brave. You are so courageous." Like those are usually really big compliments, but it's not really a compliment because you're like, "Why am I so brave?" "Oh, because you're gross and you're getting nude on a camera." So it's a backhanded compliment, but um obviously the people that are making them, I think they have good intentions, but it's horrible. You just don't say anything.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I hope this was a one and done. I think that has happened before, and I think it was around the same time, which I think it's just people assuming that you're like by March when I'm out there, they'll just be back to, oh, this is disgusting. But this guy's been at it a long time now.
Yeah.
They just didn't know. They thought like maybe this is the encouragement that he needs to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the play is on you. You have to kind of play into it now. So the next time you see him and he starts applauding you, you have to like do a like you have to make it seem like you don't, like you have to win because you have to not care. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Like, if you act all, like, embarrassed, then he's now gonna feel bad about it, and, like, I don't know, I just feel like the play is always to pretend like the person who cares the least is the one who always wins, whether it's a relationship or some sort of social dynamic, the one who cares the least. So if you're just like, "Yeah," but inside you're like, "Are you?" You know what I mean? So, I
Yeah.
don't know. It sucks, that's re honestly, I feel really bad for you. It
Thank
sucks.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You should.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
should.
do, I do.
It was a tough day for me. It ruined my day. I thought about it all day. It made me wonder, maybe I should start putting on a shirt. Maybe I should wear sunglasses or something so that people can't see my eyes.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna. I was out there today, shirt off, just flapping around, doing my there. So I'll keep going. I'm just too old. I'm too old to really. I do care, but I'm too old to really care where it will change my behavior.
Okay,
I
that's
think that's
good.
good. That's a good place to be.
Yeah,
I will suffer in silence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or on a podcast, but yeah.
Or on a pie. I mean, look, I was glad to have something to talk about today.
Yeah,
It
that's
was it
fair.
was refreshing. It was
Yeah,
nice. I was
yeah.
worried.
Mhm.
You
Should I
know?
share the story that I sent you earlier today?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
So, I think we talked last week. I had just gone to a funeral the day before, so last Tuesday. It was a weird start to 2023. I know we detailed this last week, but one of my coworkers' father passed away at middle of December, and the funeral ceremony was last Tuesday. Well, last Tuesday, I some we the stars aligned in the worst way, and Bubba, my boss and the host of the Bubba the Love Sponge show, his father passed away an hour before the funeral ceremony of his best friend's father. So it was just a really weird day. It was my first day back at work in almost 3 weeks, and then just to be hit with a double death was a lot. And I mean, I don't have to even deal with the grief, but just like whoa, 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 lots of stuff. So obviously, Bubba's been getting a lot of sympathy calls and texts and cards and things like that. Well, some obscure fan decided to send Bubba in his own special way a gesture of sympathy.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
yeah, Bubba was like, he came in today and he was so freaked out. And I was like, "What?" And he wouldn't tell me, and he wanted to, like, keep it spontaneous. So we do the 4-hour show, and we just got what he calls, we got squirreled with other stuff. So we do an after show. So we said, we'll save it for the after show. Well, the after show, he says that he gets a sympathy card from a listener, and he shows us the card, and it was like probably a $7 or $8 card. Like, it was a bougie, like, multi-layer,
Like pop
like,
up
not
3D.
a pop-up, but like it looked like someone had crafted it like as if you're doing like a scrapbook sort of thing.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was a really nice bougie card, like multi-layered sort of thing. And he opens it up, and just a nice note, nothing alarming. But then he said that the note came with pictures. What kind of pictures? So he shows us the first picture, covers the guy's face, and just the guy. It's just a picture, like a printed picture. Like, the guy went to CVS and got it on, like, you know, uh, what would you call, glossy print paper, whatever. Um, a picture of him, like, just standing, and then another picture of the guy in, like, a nice shirt, and then the third picture was a D pic. Now, I was in disbelief. I asked Bubba if this is how somehow helping him with his grief. He said no. And he shows it to the camera. Now, we can't obviously show nudity on YouTube, but he was covering it with like a post-it in his hand, so you could only see it was like from the as if the camera was placed on the floor and this guy was like over it, and all I could see was his hand and a leg.
Okay.
Bubba summons me to come see the picture, behind the camera. And it was alarming. It's just I mean, it wasn't a bad shaped penis, but it was just a limp but plump penis in a sympathy card telling Bubba that he was really sorry to hear about his father's death.
So you told me
So,
about this earlier today, and first of all, forgive the pun, but that's a ballsy move.
yeah.
You got to give the guy credit for shoot or shoot type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about this a lot today. Eh, Now, is he curious at all as to what this means? I mean, obviously we know what it means, but is he all curious? Like maybe the guy had a separate card that maybe he got the same card and maybe he was sending it to, his partner. I don't know if they're a man or lady or what, but partner. And they got the cards confused and maybe he threw the pics in one card, which I gotta say, I don't know where you get film developed.
I was just about to say, like, that's not a move.
Yeah,
You send D pics or any sort of pics, online, phone
that's
to
the way to do it.
phone.
That is the way to do it, though, is to do it, with a film camera so it doesn't end up on some blockchain or something somewhere. But you better have your own dark room. You know
I
what
was
I mean?
gonna say the film developer at CVS was probably having a ball, again, no pun intended,
Yeah, yeah.
developing that film going, "What in God's name? Why?"
Does he have any intention to follow up and see exactly like what do you what do you want out of
There
this?
was a business card in there with a phone number, and I thought it would be a good idea if Bubba, made contact.
For sure. He should
Bubba did not think that that was a good idea.
Oh,
I
why
did
not?
though. I thought it was a great idea, but
That's a
Bubba was for some weird reason, was against making contact with the man who had sent him a picture of his penis in the mail. So that's a bit odd.
I would just be so like my curiosity and curiosity
Yeah,
can cat, but my curiosity would be, through the roof right now. Like, was
absolutely.
this intended for me? What did you think were the possibilities, outcomes of sending these photos to me? I would just want to know. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night without knowing.
Yeah, and besides that point, it's just it would be such rich content to call the man that sent you the D pic and just get some sort of explanation as to why and the intention and what you were trying to achieve, sir. I would like to know.
I mean, do you still have the card? I mean, you could call him.
I could probably get my hands on it.
We
Yeah,
could maybe call him
yeah, I
and
think
kind
I
of
should.
figure out what exactly was the deal.
Right. What are your intentions with my boss? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was thinking about possibly bringing that up tomorrow on the show and being like, "Hey, I really think that we need to call this guy. We need to know what's up." So
Do
we'll
you
see
think
how
it
we go.
is perhaps possible that maybe the man didn't intend to send the photos?
No, I think it was perfectly intentional. Apparently, we've had some sort of odd contact with this man before. He sent me a gift in the mail that he got from an antique shop. This must have been about 2 years ago, and it was like an old hairbrush and it looked like part of an old vanity kit, like with little pins from like the 1900s or something. It was really bizarre and disgusting, and I threw it out. But that apparently was the same guy that decided to send Bubba like printed D pics, not even just in the mail, but with a sympathy card saying he was sorry to hear about Bubba's dad dying and then send him a D pic. And just the juxtaposition of like those two things,
Yeah.
I was laughing all day. Just like I was like at Walmart just laughing. Just this is so insane.
Hey,
My
your
dad
dad.
is dead and now I'm looking at a picture of a man's penis.
I can be your
Why?
daddy now. I can be your daddy now. That's
Yeah, maybe
what
that
he's
was it.
trying to say. Check it out.
Yeah.
You think about this. Was it a good dong?
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad?
Wasn't bad.
All right.
Yeah, which made it like funnier for some reason. Like, cause it's just like he was proud of it, you know? Like he really wanted to show it off. Like, cause we can't clown him on having a small penis. It'd
Yeah.
be like funny if we're like, oh, little micro. But like it was like a good one. And so it's just like, why are you showing off, buddy? Like this is according to Bubba, he's not the most well endowed person. His words, not mine. So this guy flaunting his clearly larger penis to Bubba, it's like, why are you flexing on me? My dad's dead. I'm planning a funeral. Like, there's just so much going on that it's hilarious. So, yeah,
You gotta get to the bottom of it.
I do.
You
Yeah.
if he won't do it, then you absolutely have to, make contact, and, I don't understand. I mean, he's been at this game a long time. I would think that he would be all over this, but, maybe it is something that bothers him. Is he a homophobe? I mean,
No, and with Bubba, the only predictable thing about Bubba is the fact that he's wildly unpredictable. So I could literally revisit this tomorrow and he will be like, I'm calling right now. You know what I mean? So I will give it another try, with Bubba. And then oftentimes, because the man is on so many prescribed and unprescribed medications, oftentimes he doesn't remember a lot of things that may have occurred, that you had discussions with him, and suddenly numbers change and facts change and everything changes. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring it up again tomorrow and just kind of maybe push a little bit and try to dangle the carrot of content in front of him, because that seems to drive him. If he realizes that it's rich with content and it'll be entertaining, he'll probably be more inclined to do it. So
Well, good. I would like to have an update on this because this is a fascinating move. The psychology of it is unique, to
yes.
say the least. Going straight for so sorry about your loved one to check this out though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty good. It was pretty funny. That was very odd, and I appreciated it. I love the unexpected, because he was the way he was like setting it up. I'm like, okay, like what's going on? And then when he just threw in the D pig, I like didn't believe him. And it's like his and the guy's face and like bodies in it and everything. Like it's not even just a penis. Like I can see you. Hello, like hi. Just so dumb on every level, but so
And
wonderful.
and it wasn't even like anonymous. It wasn't a
No,
card.
he
Anonymous.
sends him a business card
That's
with
what
his information. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, it wasn't even like it wasn't anonymous. It wasn't one name. It wasn't like Andrew or whatever. I don't know the first
No.
name. I'm just pulling that out of my head. It wasn't first name, last name, even first name, last name, phone number. It was a full business card of his
Yeah.
profession,
Yeah.
which is kind of like that's an odd move also.
Yeah. Well, it's actually, oddly enough, kind of an interesting segue into tomorrow. Now, for those that don't know, we do it like our annual premiere event is called BARP, which stands for Bubba Army Royalty Party. And it's for everybody that donates to our operation at least $2,400 throughout the year. So they get invited to this big party. There's food, drinks, this, that, the other, music, ice cream, sometimes t-shirts. Oh, and you get a big Bubba Army ring, like a Super Bowl ring, but obviously like not real diamonds and whatnot.
Okay.
So now it's kind of evolved throughout the year. So it used to be just one day, Saturday night, big party. Then we tacked on a Friday night deal. And then last year, we decided that the kickoff to BARP every year is going to be one of our biggest fans and most loyal listeners is a man who lives in Iowa, affectionately known as Brandon the Quad. He's in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
And he has cerebral palsy, but we call him a quadriplegic because Bubba's stupid. So this man had never been laid before. And last year, we were really, really, really trying to get him laid with like an escort, with this, that, because he came to visit during the summer. And imagine this, a bunch of hookers fell through. They're unreliable.
Yeah.
So that was last summer. So say like 2021 summer. So then 2022, January, we're like, all right, he's coming back from Iowa to Florida. Let's try to get him laid. Well, lo and behold, Bubba's old co-host and dear friend, Brent Hatley. Maybe you're aware of the name.
I am. Yeah, from Howard Stern. Yeah.
Yes, him and his wife are very sexually open. They
Okay.
like to do the swinging. They like to do the OnlyFans.
Nice.
And when Caitlin, his wife, heard about this, she was like, "Oh, I will have sex with him happily."
Oh, what a
Which
good egg.
it's like you get into a certain realm of sex worker that is a almost like a social worker. You know what I mean? Like who else would be more appreciative to have sex than a man who's been wheelchair bound his whole life and has never even like kissed a girl, let alone, you know, done the deed. So they had sex last year and it was filmed and I watched it many times and it was hilarious. Well, this year she is also going to have sex with him again, so that's great. But
Great.
there's a little added twist. She's bringing some friends.
Okay, that sounds good for the guy.
So Brandon the Quad tomorrow at noon will be having a biracial,
Oh,
bisexual
wow. Oh.
quadriplegic orgy.
Oh, so it's not the it's the Devil's threesome, I believe they call
Well, it's a
it.
foursome. So there's going to be a couple that's involved. So it's Brandon the Quad and Caitlin and a interracial couple that
Okay.
has an OnlyFans. So
And they're
we'll be
all
the four of
gonna
them.
they're all
I don't
gonna
know. I don't know. So we will see tomorrow what goes down because we called Brandon. We said, listen, this is the proposition. Is this okay with you? Because we thought he was going to say, hey, love to have the chick, not too stoked on the guy being there. But I think Brandon was so appreciative that he was going to have like sex with two women that he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like bring the guy in. I don't know if he fully understood that that means the guy will like be involved.
or
So
maybe he fully understood. Maybe he's,
maybe he fully understood. That's also a possibility. So that is the kickoff to our BARP weekend. That is tomorrow, and then tomorrow night we have like a thing at a pizzeria. Then Friday night we kind of have the BARP pre-party, and then Saturday is BARP. So it's going to be 3 days of just intensive,
is it
socializing, drinking,
is
etc.
this happening like live where people can watch it happen live?
Not Thursday, but Friday is streamed live on
No,
Twitch.
no, no. I
Oh,
mean the handicap fella and the
oh, it'll
three of
be on our OnlyFans
okay.
page.
But
Or
not people that are at the party won't be able to watch it live. It's gonna be just
well,
recorded.
I'll probably be able to see it. But no, no, not live, not live. No, no. But I definitely saw the video the night that so it happened in the morning last year, and then I saw it that evening because
Right.
Bubba got his hands on the tape, and so we were watching it, and it was me, Bubba, and actually Ty J Armstrong watching Brandon the Quad lose his virginity to a very experienced woman, let's just say, and yeah, it was just like the acts were great, like the actual sex was hilarious, but the best part was the dialogue, you know,
Oh, I can
like,
imagine.
"Are
But
you okay? Is this okay? Am I okay? Are you okay?" Because she doesn't know if he's enjoying it or if he's seizing up. Like
sure.
he's severely handicapped. Severely handicapped. He has compression socks on. Yeah, I mean, it was the full deal. Like, yeah, take out the condom catheter. Yeah, yeah. So
That's I mean, I admire that guy for his again, I guess I don't know a better word than ballsiness, to agree to be filmed. You know what I mean? Like for your first time and even your second time. I mean,
I
I
think
guess
it's
you get
just
to a point where you're like, this is just part of the deal. This is what I have to do. But I mean, I wouldn't want to.
no, but here's the thing, like you're you you've never had sex before. You're probably never going to get the chance to have sex with a woman again. You will do anything. Anything just to get that opportunity, and if the person who's offering it to you is saying this is kind of what you need to do for me, happily, didn't care. So, and his mom drives him, by the way, from Iowa to Florida in the van, and yeah, drops him off, shaves him up. She shaves his pubic region. She has to clean out his condom catheter, which contains all of the urine, semen, everything, and she does that on a because he likes to diddle himself. So
Yeah.
she cleans that out.
Right.
She's a saint from heaven. So
Wow. Wow. What an angel. What an
yeah,
angels just all around. Good
yeah.
eggs. The
Mhm.
mom, the chick, the guy, the couple, the interracial couple, these are just, saintly people who deserve nothing but the best. That sounds exhilarating, fun, and traumatizing
Yeah.
too for
I
anybody.
cannot wait. I cannot wait. I just realized I'll probably see the video tomorrow night, so it'll be a good one. I'm very excited.
That's gonna be great. I can't wait. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can get a hold of us via. I looked on. I might buy this thing to take phone calls.
Oh.
That's a few $100, but I think I can get a phone line from my cable. The cable does phones now, and it's probably like $10 a month.
Mhm.
And then I can just leave it unplugged and then have a phone number here where we could take calls.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
during the show. I'm gonna look into that. I don't know if I'm quite ready to pull the trigger on that yet, but I have it pulled up. It's on sale right now. It's $300 and something dollars to get this device, and then you plug a phone line into it, and then you can just take phone calls. So I don't know. We'll see. That sounds like it would be fun. I would like to have that capability for sure. Um, but in the meantime, you can leave a voice message or a text message at 813-693-2124. You can leave tweets and Instagram messages to me at home_made_man. And hmbradio.com is the website. I've sent out many stickers, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
I still have some new stickies
Ooh.
there. So if you'd like one, just slip into my DMs, the homemade_broadcast@gmail.com. I'll send you some in the lower 48 and even Canada. And as Neil, he messaged me and said that he asked if I would ship anywhere in the world, but I haven't heard back from him. I said no initially, but now I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
pay the price to ship overseas, and I'll send you a bunch of them, Neil, if you get back to me. So I guess we're out of time already. I know you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I know that you're very busy getting out the wheelchair ramps and picking up the Astroglide for
Yep.
your big weekend. I wish you the best with that.
Thank
And
you. I'll let you know how it goes.
I hope you find out more about the man with the D pics.
I will. I will push. I will push as
Push
much
too
as I
hard.
can. You're right. You're right. It's a delicate balance, but I'll try to push to the edge of like, hey, the people, meaning me, need to
Yeah.
know and want to know more. So
Yeah. Well, I want to say before we go, I want to say Andrew, Javier, Mike from St. Pete's. Thanks, guys, for listening. I appreciate it. Thanks for the comments. And we'll talk to you soon. I'll be on with Johnny B, Mr. Johnny B, tonight at 10. So we'll talk to you then. Hopefully, I'm not too drunk.
okay. All right. Bye, Will.
Bye, Anna.